right, this is Wayne Madsen with the Wayne Madsen Report, coming to you from Washington. And we've been on the line with Maggie. Maggie, you had a question about the U.S. being incorporated. Go ahead. Finish that thought.
Well, yeah, I kind of wanted just, your thoughts on the matter that, in fact, this was something new to me. I knew we were incorporated and that that the legislation and the House of Representatives, they're all under a corporation. It's not operating as a true government. But
it's the first I've heard of it, too. But, there's so many contrivances that have been foisted on us over several years, beginning with the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank. And I'm not surprised that the biggest problem in this town is that our lawyers that come up with an idea, and this sounds like it could be some idea come up that was concocted by a group of attorneys to just keep the people one further step removed from their elected representatives and their government. But it's something I'll have to look into. I'm just not up on that. But it doesn't surprise me that something could have been shoved under the rug there, the wool being pulled over our eyes once again.
Yeah, on the reorganization plan in 1950, Title V of the United States Code states that the Secretary of the Treasury of Puerto Rico was appointed receiver over the bankrupt United States, and that the Secretary of the Treasury is a euphemistic abbreviation and is actually the Secretary of the Treasury of Puerto Rico, and it's just the collection arm of the Internal Revenue Service is the collection arm for the Secretary, and they collect for the IMF.
Well,
a lot of people don't know how deep this goes.
Well, I know. It's a huge conspiracy. And I want to make one point, too, about there was this fake demonstration put on by Jon Stewart of the comedy show and Stephen Colbert a week or so ago. And the whole thing was a mockery of demonstrations here in Washington. I need to point out Jon Stewart's older brother is Larry Leibowitz. He's the chief operating officer of the New York Stock Exchange. So much for Mr. Stewart. It looks like Rick Sanchez, when he really went after this guy Stewart as a joke, was on to something. Of course, he's no longer working for CNN. Olbermann's no longer working for MSNBC. I think we're going to see a lot more people on those networks get the shaft here very soon, because you, the American people, will comply with the dictates of this government and the Wall Street fat cats. And if you don't, you're just not going to have access. I have to also point out that all members of Congress who were in favor of net neutrality lost their seats. So we're going to see a power grab now for the internet. So the last vestige of independent news may be gone very, very soon. So that's what's coming down the pike. So that's the change we got. We didn't get change in 08. We didn't get change this year. It's just more of the same. And that'll do it for this week. Join us again next week for another Wayne Madsen Report Saturday Roundup, and we'll be hard at it this week and trying to dig up the dirt in the District of Confusion, also known as the District of Columbia. We'll be back with you next week.